Okay, let's take a look at this together here. So right away, I'm sure we can notice the custom wheels. So this is a 2.2 wheel now with a 2.2 tire. So we got J Concept ruptures on here. The offset has changed quite a bit with these wheels, so I narrowed it up. So we'll take a look at that in a second. We've got the trans in here out of the stance. So now there's a Castle Slate motor in here. And we also have got the BEC sorted out. So we have got a Castle Servo Direct in there with the Castle 10 amp BEC. That's enough running this servo. We have the Reefs 1100 Smart. This thing will focus for us here. At max, it just takes over 8 volts. It draws around 8 amps. So I'm not running at max. I'm running it just under 8 volts. So the 10 amp BEC, it should be plenty. All it's hooked up to is the servo. So let's take a look at the front here. So you can see this has been narrowed up quite a bit now. Probably an inch, I think. I failed to measure it. But we'll see if that affects us on the side hill. Oh, and the other change too, I pulled the springs. So I had the soft springs on there. It was basically sitting just something like that, a couple millimeters off of being completely compressed. So I thought, let's just try taking the springs out completely and let's try running it like that. So it definitely needs heavier oil. But for now, this is just what we're going to try out. So let's get out there on the rocks. Okay, so here we are now on 2.2s, no springs. Got the portals, different transmission. So we're starting from the same spot because we're trying to do a comparable test here. The one variable that's happened is we had a lot of rain overnight. So there's no standing water on any of this. There's that lovely tight corner again. But the surface has definitely changed a little bit. So you can see the tire picking up a little muck. All right, so our first obstacle that we just couldn't seem to get over. Let's see how she does now. There we go, baby. Just had to knock the dust off a little bit. This is going to be fun. The low speed control is way better. Having the change of the motor. I think the other one that was in here was a 3 slot. This is a 4 slot. But also changing the gear ratio to the correct ratio. Oh, whoa, all right. I almost think you could comp with this thing now. If we had a 2.2 buggy class, this thing would do pretty good. But I didn't build it to comp with. This is going to be my main trail rig, I think. That's just how it's feeling, how it's going. I'm really digging this thing. I'm loving how it looks. It's a lot of fun to drive in all the forms it's been in. So we have yet to make this clean. There's always been some sort of bobble, so let's really try and shoot this. Whoa, it is so windy, I lost my head. Golly. So I got the mic in the sock today, so I hope there's an improvement in wind noise, but I guess the wind is coming out of the west today, which is that way, and holy smokes, it's hitting this rock face and just coming right up here. And it ripped my hat clean off my head, even though I had the neck strap done up and everything. So it is now done up real tight, so it should stay on. Let's focus on this again here. I gotta get that branch out of there. I didn't touch the truck, I just fished the branch out from under the bumper. Shoo-wee. That was awesome. Okay. I don't think it's gonna do this, but could be in for a surprise. Could be in for a surprise. We have made drastic improvements. So this was the line everyone was taking the other day. And we're talking like VRDs and things like that, so. Oof, ooh. Ooh, we're walking away. We are walking away. Okay. Shut the front door. Shut that front door. Holy moly. Okay, for context, like, that is, I don't know, almost straight up and down. Like, dang. I am just in awe at how well it did there. Ooh, I should go the other side. Ooh, jeez. Don't let off like that again. Ooh. This remote, as good as it is, it's still not as good as my other remote. That's probably one of the last things I'll change is, now that it's sort of reached this level, I'm going to put a better transmitter in it. But that's not a knock on this one. I actually like it quite a bit, and I bought other receivers for it to use in other trucks. But I want that last little bit of control out of it now. Because look what it's capable of. So we're going to do this one, and we're going to run it as if the gate goes down and up and through there, and then I'll figure the rest out once I get down there. Well, this is probably going to be it. The sun has come out in full force, and it is hot and humid. I think that's super busy showing off. Let's see if we can find soil bottom here. What's going to do here? It's definitely that breakover. That is a problem. So how do we minimize that? That was definitely the area. Muscle it. You know, when in doubt, throttle out. Sometimes that applies. Not every time, but sometimes. Well, I just want to take a moment and sit down here after walking the quarry and just kind of reflect on it. And it did pretty good. It conquered those problems that we couldn't get in the beginning. The climbing that 40-degree face or so, it wouldn't get up that. That was one of the biggest ones, right? And so I think that came with the tires for one, and then pulling the springs got it down another, I would say, 5 millimeters. And that makes a big difference, you know, as we saw in some of those climbs when it was unloading, and the front was pulling away, the chassis was pulling away from the axles. You could see that if those springs were on there, it would have already started at a higher point and wanted to rotate sooner. So everything we've done is made big changes. I think one of the things I need to put back a little bit is we need a little more offset. It needs a little bit more width, just a little, not a lot. And what else? I think I'm going to cut the foams a little bit. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do yet, but or maybe try something different. But so far it's pardon me there. So far I'm just been enjoying making one little change at a time and taking it back and seeing how it's done. Today there was a lot of changes, but I feel like it was worth it. Sorry if the wind got bad. I just noticed now that we're missing the sock off the mic, so it must have blew away in one of the episodes when my hat got blasted off and stuff like that. So I'm sorry if the wind was bad.